Good morning and welcome to Carnation Crafts. Now I know it's bright and sunny outside, but you know what? You need to be inside. Have I got a special deal for you today? Obviously it's the clean and simple range that we bring to you, and this is absolutely incredible. Yes, it is Christmas. It's the Christmas Notelet card making collection, but I have to say this is like a fantastic selection box. You've got so many different dies in this one. I think in total you've got something like 34 different dies in this collection that's going to give you the perfect aperture. You are going to be able to download your artwork to go with it. You're going to get 3 different colours of cardstock as well for that phenomenal price as well, for $49.99. This is your show price, all available today on Carnation Crafts at this special price, $250,617 for that one. And as always, we'll go through the boards and we'll show you everything in a minute. But that is the main deal I'm bringing you today, the latest in the clean and simple. Now I've got a special show pick of the show, shall we say. Now if you want to, and you're thinking I love these new sizes but I haven't got envelopes, we've also got that covered for you too. We are also doing this fantastic collection of coordinating envelopes. You get a pack of 25 for those for $9.99. So when you're on the website, if you want to pop those in, you can do so, or if you've got your envelope makers, you can do that too. But $9.99 if you are wanting to buy your envelopes. Now honestly, I have to tell you, I was absolutely bowled over by this one. I always am with clean and simple. You know, for me it's slightly different, but when you get something like this, it is incredible. If you've never had clean and simple before, don't worry, if you're brand new, you can use it. First of all, you get the fantastic packaging. Everything is in the box for you. You get your artwork to show you exactly what this is supposed to look like, but you know there's always a twist when I'm involved, so I'm going to show you to make lots of different styles of cards in there. Now, as you open this up, you have got a plethora of so many designs. Yes, you've got your square in there, you've got your diamond in there as well, and then you've got your oval. These are perfectly sized. They're all measured and made to sit together. Like I say, 34 dies in total. The artwork, if you're wanting to get it as well and download it for free, is available on carnationcrafts.co.uk, so do have a look and download it for free. But you've got your circles, you've got your banners, you've got all the different styles of the floral arrangements. You've got like 3 different styles of floral arrangements to use in this. You've also got your embossed details in there, and you've got this magic little bow maker here as well. So again, all those plaques, all those frames, you can mix and match to your heart's content. And honestly, when you see what this can do, don't just think of this as notelets and that is it. This will become toppers for boxes, toppers for bags and all things like that, and to make bigger cards, so do not worry. Then as we move across, as always, you are going to get these fantastic stamps. Now you've got 20 in total, but you get 10 in one design and then 10 exactly the same, obviously the sentiments, but you are getting these then in a different size, so these will fit into the different frames that you've got in there, and they're great ones to have as well. And like I say, I'll show you close up with those with the boards at the moment. You've got all your cardstock as always stashed in the back to coordinate with the fantastic artwork that you've got. So with this, you've got 10 of the natural blush, which is actually 250 GSM, so a great weight, and that cream soft vanilla is beautiful. Then you've got one of my favorites, the sangria. You get 2 sheets of that, which is 290 GSM. You're also going to get the tan in here, which is like a soft gold in there, 290 GSM for that one. And then last but not least, you have got that beautiful green in there as well, which is 290 GSM. So really regal colours, rich and decadent in there for all your cards. And obviously with the size that these are, the notelet ones, these are great for also before Christmas to send out and afterwards, because then you can send little thank you cards with these too. So great accessory to have. You're going to get 5 meters of your 5mm foam on a roll. You're also going to get your 10mm size of your foam pads, and you're also going to get your 5mm ones, your 10mm, sorry, and your 5mm ones. So you've got plenty of adhesive in there for you to be able to use. Pops all in the pocket right at the front. So you have got your kit. As long as you've got your die cutting machine, as soon as you get this home, you can be cutting with this. And honestly, it is a real treasure of a Christmas treasure, this one. So let's have a look at the boards. Now, this is what your cards are going to look like once you've formatted them all together. Now, with this one, like I say, you get the artwork, the Christmas rose on there. You're going to have the Christmas berries on there as well, which is going to give you a beautiful finish. And then with this one, it is more of kind of like a wreath style with the pine cones. But you can see with the diamond, the oval and the rectangle, but it's not just a rectangle, it's got that fancy edge to it. These are stunners to use as your Christmas card collection. And you can make and sell with these as well, so do remember that too. Then the stamps that are in there, just so you can have a close-up and look at the fonts and everything in the style. You've got Merry Christmas, Season's Greetings, Merry and Bright, Warm Wishes, 'Tis the Season, Happy New Year. I can never pronounce that one because I'm dyslexic. Feliz Navidad. With me being dyslexic, the words just jump in my head. Joy and Peace, Happy Holidays, and Joy Noel. So a beautiful collection that you're going to use year after year after year, and honestly personalize it for everybody else. And that is everything you are getting in your collection. But if you are wanting extra cardstock, you can see we've put them all together today so you can get them and get the item numbers straight away. This is your tan. So you've got that beautiful tan. You're actually getting in, there's 20 sheets in there, and this is 350 GSM. So again, a great weight to use. You've then got your beautiful royal green, 350 GSM, 20 sheets again. So just choose the one that you want to go for there. And this one is your sangria, which if you notice as well, this has been in some of the previous kits as well as a little sample. So you can double up and know true well this will mix and match with some of your other kits as well. They're $14.99 each. Like I say, all available on the website, so do have a little look, but stock on this to really make that beautiful collection. 240612 for your green, and then obviously you've got your tan. The number changes to 17 on the end for the tan, and then 15 on the end, it changes to the sangria. Now let's have a look what the fabulous design team have done. Now these are in the classic format. If you just want to make beautiful little notelets, or think about tags, how bougie your tag's going to be this Christmas if you use these to make some fabulous tags for your cards. But you know, when you've got to make lots of cards for teachers, lots of cards for your friends at work, but you don't want to have massive cards and things like that. Plus, if you're posting them, these are going to be so ideal to send in the post, especially if you get the envelopes, which are available on the website too. This is going to make your life so much easier. But look at the designs, look at the creativity. And if you've got other bits from Clean and Simple, you know you can now mix and match all the different designs to make that incredible look with those. But place settings on tables and things, and like I say, even if you've made like jars and things, bottles, you know, put a little bit of loop of ribbon around it, they would look lovely. Or even on your Christmas tree, a loop of ribbon, it could look like a bauble on the tree as well. So again, it could be baby's first Christmas, things like that. You can utilize these. So such a luxurious collection. Now, I am going to be honest with you, we have been incredibly busy since we launched this. We are approaching already 50%. As soon as the email went out this morning, you're all there. tapping away on those computers, on your pid pads, ordering this. I cannot fault you. If you want a Christmas present to yourself, this is a must for any crafter. As an essential card base, as always, with Clean and Simple, you can take it to whatever level you want. And you'll see with some of the demonstrations, we can take it to different levels. $49.99 available on the website, so jump on there straight away to get yours. Now, I am going to start off really clean and simple. We're going to do quite a simple one just to get you started, so if you're new. But then as we go on, I've incorporated different shapes as well, so I can show you can make a bigger card from it. You've got so much versatility, which I really, really like with this kit. Now, with this, what I want to do is show you with the dies. I've got mine. Let me get mine out so I can show you. Now, with this, obviously all your dies that are sitting here, you can see which collections are which and what goes. What I did, I got some magnetic sheets and I've grouped them together and then I've slotted it into this bit here. So do think about doing that, but so easy to do those. Have a look on the website for your magnetic sheet as well, and that will be incredible. Now, what I'll do, yeah, because bear in mind, if you add in either the the envelopes, magnetic sheets, that will take over your, is it free P&P? Yeah, over £50, so you get your free P&P. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. We like that. You'll also notice when you die cut these, and you don't need a big size, mid-size machine to use this. If you have got an A4 one, you can cut a lot of pieces at once, like I did when I'm prepping the shows. But this one, you've got that beautiful embossed detail on there as well. If I hold it that way, you might be able to see it. So you've got that beautiful detail, and I love that you've got that curvature to it. It makes it look more elegant and more regal. You've got all your layers. Look at that perfect alignment each and every time, and that's what we want, because at the end of the day, if you're doing apertures, there's nothing worse if you've got a wonky aperture. So this makes it easy for you to do. Plus you've got the cardstock in there, and you can see when you actually print out your vignettes and things like that, obviously it colour coordinates with the cardstock. The team have done the job for you to be able to do that. So let's add this in, and I have to say I've thoroughly enjoyed the sun shining while I've been making me little Christmas cards, because it's been so nice to just sit there and, you know, I must admit I did get the sangria out, you know, and obviously sit and make these. Now obviously if you're doing your card, then that is the size it's going to be. Okay, so you've got that, but notelet size. But me being me, I thought let's extend it a little bit and start showing you that you can then make a bigger card. So what I've done is taken a slightly larger one and I've cut away the front just to give it that little bit of shape, but still keeping it very simple, very classic, and the colours are just going to work really well. So let's stick this to the front. With this, I'm just going to add a little bit of my glue. Let me get my glue. It's very warm in here today, so I do apologise. My glue may dry slightly quicker than I would like, so you're going to have to bear with me today, everybody at home. It's lovely to have you all with me. Thank you so much. It's lovely to see you all there this morning with me, and I hope you're all okay. But I'm not surprised you've tuned in for this one, because this, honestly, I opened it, I was like, wowzer, the potential you've got to make and create so many different designs. You'll also notice in here, I'm going to do this now because then it can dry. You have got your bow, so what you're going to do is die cut it, and then I just curve it around my fingers, and then this glues back on itself. Tiny bit of glue is all you're going to need. Yep, my glue's drying a bit quick, bear with. So all you need, use your glue applicator, and then you'll use less. So I'm just going to pop that onto there, and that glue's in place, but you can see because we've curved it, that is going to give it a real loop in there, so making such a difference. Oh, I can feel fresh air. Thank you so much, whoever just put that on. Thank you. So just adding this into here and popping that on. Thank you, team. They are looking after us as always. So you can see there, that now is just going to give that, can you see that loop effect? So just let it dry. Now, if you're like me, sometimes I haven't always got time to hold it. If you've got little paper clips or even those little pegs that you can buy, you know, to put on your cards, just clip them and have them all ready, because that's what I tended to do at home. You've also got your extra tails in there that you can add to this. And what I found with this, if you actually just fold it in on itself as well, you can make that then fold underneath. Like I say, you do need to let that hold and set. And do you know what, how I'm going to do that? I'm going to use my reversible tweezers, so that can be holding and gluing. So little tips there for you. Now let's start adding the flowers. As always, you know me, I like a bit of curvature to it. I love that you get the decoupage layers with it to build it up, but the colours are just incredible. And you know, they're not definite reds, if you know what I mean, the Christmas red that you would expect like I've got on. You could actually use these throughout all the year. I know obviously the one with the holly on, but if you mix and match it and throw in of other little bits, you know, that you've got from some of the other clean and simple ones. I tried some of the other different flowers and they all work with it. So it was always brilliantly thought out by the team and designed. And the artwork, do remember, you know, sometimes I know we forget, but the artwork is all hand drawn, all, you know, done in house. So you're getting something that's really organic, something that's going to look beautiful right the way through, because it's a classic drawing as well. But this Christmas rose is beautiful. So just adding the layers in there too. Now with the little panels, because you've got the little small sentiments, which I love, because sometimes too big, too bold, and it can be too much, a little bit like me. So having these, stamp them out first and then die cut them. Don't try and do it the other way around, because you'll struggle to do that. If you do that, you'll find then you'll get a better effect. I'm just going to have that just slightly hanging over the edge, because like I say, when the card opens, you've got that detail. And then I'm going to glue my little bow. Now with this, you can make a rosette effect as well. If I just show you this one, can you see it's got two loops and then the little bits at the bottom like I showed you, follow. But you could do it all the way round if you wanted to as well and create a really big rosette. So there's a lot of potential. And bear in mind, if you cut this in silver cardstock, gold cardstock, pink, whatever, again, it could be a useful piece to use on a lot of your cards. Even if you've got like little balloon dies or things like that, or some of the mice dies that we brought to you just lately from Carnation Crafts, especially like that cookery one that I brought to you, this would look fabulous, just you know, to enhance any of your pieces that you've got there. So I'm just going to put this onto here and I'm going to add that there. Press it down, just give it a few seconds to glue, but you can imagine with the bows on, it just makes it even more special. And if you've got like little box presents and things like that, you could add that and make a beautiful box lid with that too. So as I bring this round and pop this one up, you can see you've got that little bit of a designer shape on there, that little bit of a different front on it, but that is all using the kit in one of the simplest forms. So if you're new, don't be daunted. Perfect apertures, perfect alignment. Your mats and layers are done for you. The hardest part when you first start crafting is getting mats and layers to align. Everything is done for you. Even the artwork is sized to fit, so you're not having to try and find artwork that will fit. It all comes together in the kit. This is your fantastic new clean and simple, the Christmas Notelet card making kit, and what a kit it is. It is a little bit like a selection box, because in this one you've not just got one set of dies, you've actually got 3 sets of dies. You've got your diamond, you've got your rectangle, and you've got your oval in there. That is going to give you that beautiful design. Now if you're looking at those thinking, oh, they're notelet size, I haven't got the envelopes, do not worry, we have covered all the bases with this. You will actually get, I'm just trying to remember how many is in there, you get 25 of the exact size of the envelopes. We've sourced these to make sure that you will get the best to go with it. So that is really going to do that. $9.99, and remember that will then just take you over your threshold of the £50 mark and you'll get free P&P. So again, a winner winner chicken dinner. We like that. Now this time I'm really changing it up, okay? Because, you know, I don't want you to think it's all about notelets. It's about making bigger size cards, your concept cards and your shape cards. Now, first of all, I'll explain this bit. So if you've got an A5 sheet of card, find the center point and then either side of there mark 1/4 inch, okay? and then mark at 1/2 inch, okay, and score it down. So that'd just be on a normal rectangle piece of cardstock. Then what I did from that score line is I just cut away the corner to corner, and this then is going to give me my Christmas tree base, okay, because you know what I'm like, I like shapes, I like design. This is where I was going with that. Cut out all the layers so you can see, and you can see again, beautiful design now with this diamond shape. And look at that, there's no way I could actually cut that even with a craft knife to make that sit. The embossed details there, so if you want to use a bit of gilding wax, things like that, you can bring these together. I'm going to start layering these up. I've used the foam on a roll that comes in the kit. If you want extra of that, which I would highly recommend, because once you start making with this kit, I'll be honest, I have like a piece of copy of paper at the side of me and a pencil, because sometimes when I'm doing my cards, like I was doing the one before, then I have an idea, so then I draw it, otherwise I forget. So as you're going along, if you have a little idea or think, oh, I could just do this, jot it down. Doesn't matter if you can draw or not, as long as you can understand it, you'll know. Because I was like that with that one. I drew a triangle and I thought I want a triangle base, I want it to look like a tree, but you can do it. It's very, very easy. Now let's add this onto there. Look how stylish that looks. But the cream and green, I'm not being funny, that could be a wedding card, it could be an anniversary, it could be a birthday card. It doesn't have to be just for the Christmas collection. Now in here as well, I have got, now this one, I want to show you as well, you can mix up the floral embellishments. You don't just have to use them as they are. So you can imagine, mix and match, and even if you've got artwork from some of the others, again, this is going to work. Now what I'm going to do is, with this, I wanted to actually stage it so it looks slightly fuller, like a crescent kind of shape. So I put the 2 pieces on there as well. So using my glue gel, there is foam pads in the kit if you want to use that, but me being me, you know, I like a bit of glue gel. So just popping these onto here, but look at the artwork. If you wanted to as well, if you've got any glossy accents, you could put glaze on the berries and things like that, so that would really bring it together. But having the lines to follow, and obviously some of the demos I'm going to show you later, it's so easy having those incredible designs, because it does make it easy then for you to follow. I'm just going to snip into this because the snippability on these is incredible, and being able to use it in so many different ways. Now again, I'm just going to slot this in behind here, so I still see part of the aperture, but it looks like it's all growing a little bit more out of there. Okay, so there's our little topper. I'm going to take the bow that I've just snipped off, and I'm going to add that just there. So no waste with any of these kits. You'd be surprised how many bits that you can bend there and, oh, I'm just going to add that back on, because you've got the shape, you've got the colour, you've got the formation. Now taking this, let me move these across. I'm then going to use the base just there, and what I'm going to do is just put some wet glue on here so this can be drying. So I've positioned that. I'm going to pull it out because it's going to be a lot easier to put it on when it's flat, so remember that. So again, just aligning this so I can get it central and centralized on there, and that I'm just going to give a second or two for that to dry. While that's on there also, you get this beautiful banner, and again, so useful for lots of different things. And you will have as well your fabulous different stamps from other collections. Now my sizing on this, if you can't remember the measurements I said, just get an A5 sheet of card, use the measurement there, because I've done that so it sits either side of the first crease line. So as long as you find the center point of your cardstock, then use that, put it on your scoreboard, and you'll know where to put the score lines. So a little bit of a trick there for you as well, because I know what you like. If you like me, I'm not a measurer as such. I do a lot by eye, and when I saw this was because I cut a lot of the pieces out first and then experiment from there. These are the extra pieces that are off one of the others for the actual, you know, matting and layering, but I wanted to use them in the corners to show you how you can use these for embellishments as well. So don't leave any of the bits to waste. That's all I'm going to say. Don't put them in a box and put them away. Use the extra pieces to layer and to make those extra little nice quirky bits on your cards. So this is just going to sit here in the corners. I've then got some of my glue gel and the berries because I just want to give those a little bit of height too. So again, taking those, I'm going to use my tweezers for this because I always end up with glue all over my fingers. And I'm just going to offset the berries so they look, they're not stacked exactly on top, they're just offset. So again, it gives that more of a fullness and look like you've got a few more berries. So again, just popping that onto there. I'm going to take this across and add it in. But the pleasure this kit will give to you, and your cards come together quite quickly, I'm going to be honest with you, because everything is aligned for you. You've not got to think, oh, do I need a new blade in my trimmer? Is everything going to work? Yes, it will. Everything is perfectly done by the skill of the team here at Carnation Crafts. This is one of the sentiments. I've just cut that into a rectangle because I wanted it to sit quite pronounced on there. And then again, if I bring this round, I'm just going to make this, squeeze it to stand it up. Look at that. What an amazing topper you can make now out of your cards. Yes, you're going to have to make a different size envelope, probably your A5 size envelope that will fit in because the green bits fall back. But again, utilising what you know best, the clean and simple range that is going to give you all that detail. So hopefully this is making you decide to get yours. And like I say, we are approaching 50% of this. Very, very busy, so don't miss out on this. 250617. Please pop over to the website and secure yours, because it's not yours till you check out those baskets. Now let's show you a few more of the examples. Like I say, if you just, because if you wanted to, you could actually, let me put these together so I can show you. You might make a pack of 5, a pack of 10. Right, so you imagine 10 of those little notelets, make a little box, you could even put the envelopes in, and you could sell these. So you imagine you could actually sell these as a little gift or give it as a gift for Christmas. How lovely would that be to send you thank yous after Christmas for your presents and things like that? That would look really, really beautiful on there. Now, my fabulous producer's just been in Bunny, bless her. And she's brought me this exactly. She went, I know what you're talking about. Look at this. How gorgeous is this? And this has been made by Janine. And look, she's just put a few of the cards in a little box. Honestly, very, very simple to do. I know this one's quite elaborate. It's got the acetate and everything on the front. But if you just want to make a square box with a square lid, you can do that. But look how gorgeous and bougie that is. Can you imagine craft fairs, make and sell? That's just got 3 in, but if you made a wider box, you could make even more. So please do think about doing things like that as well. Think about these as your tags. Oh my Lord. I am so sorry. What is happening with that? Oh God. You know why that is, don't you? Oh Lord. I've been on holiday and I forgot what I've got. Right, everything, sorry about that. I am so sorry. Right, so, like I say, make your tags with these. You could punch little holes in the top corner, thread ribbon through it, and you could sell these in little boxes as tags for your presents as well. Imagine this one, you could write, say if you've got a winter wedding, how fabulous. You could put in, you know, Mr. and Mrs., you could have Aunt Jean, she sits on table 2. You could have these as their little place settings. But also remember, I'm trying to find one that I saw earlier. Bear with, it is coming. Look at this. How elaborate and detailed is that? So you might be giving somebody, like my mum, she likes a poinsettia at Christmas. How beautiful to make a little notelet card to go with it, to say, you know, this is for you for Christmas. But making it literally from the dies in the set that will still go in the envelopes we've got on the show as well. You get 25 of those for $9.99. But really beautiful to have all of these available. And like I say, tags, things like that. These are just going to look so beautiful. And if you're making and selling on your stand or stall, because you've got the coordinating card stocks, look how amazing these will turn heads wherever you go because they look so stylish. So please do look at those. And the sizing that these are, if you are making boxes, just to show you, Pretend that's a box lid. The size of it will fit perfect for a box lid. So don't be, or panels on the side of a box. So really, really useful size. All the dimensions and sizes are available online, but obviously bear in mind these are more of a notelet size or a tag size, which is going to give you a beautiful, beautiful look with all of those as well. So absolutely gorgeous. You know me, a product has to do more things than I need it to do that I think myself, and this has definitely got that for you. So do think about adding in extra cardstocks, because when your time comes, you will really want to get started with this straight away. Now, with this one, I thought we're going to go all out. Okay, so using more and more of the product. Now this one, these were just offcuts that I'd got left, and I thought I want to utilize those. So to show you again how cost effective and the skill of the actual dies that you've got, you really can make some beautiful things. So I've got a strip of cardstock. I'd say it's probably 2 inches there. So we've got that on there. I'm going to add in my cardstock. So let's just layer this onto here. So again, let's square that up, and I'm just going to put this on, but this is just the cardstock from the kit. Any excess, trim off, trim from the back so you get that straight perfect line. And then what I'm going to do is just add this little strip of the burgundy. So again, we're dressing it, we're not adding ribbons or anything. My cardstock is going to be the ribbon, it's going to be the decoration. So just popping that onto there like so. Again, any overhang, trim that away. But I think with the colours that are in this, it is very, very regal, but it doesn't scream Christmas. So even if you've got a Christmas birthday, you could get away with this one. Now I'm going to start layering this up so you can see this is just going to be a different look, and look how already it looks like a beautiful Christmas ribbon that we've put on there. So adding some of my glue to the back. And this sangria cardstock is beautiful. Even if you're using it as well with pale pink colours and things like that and greys, it looks gorgeous. The cream in here as well is nice and soft. It's not yellowy, so it still looks expensive, and it looks very, very classy. But look at the perfect layers straight away. Circles can be the hardest one to try and cut freehand, believe you me. So having the die set that layers together, like with this, you may not want to use the coloured layer. You may just want it to have it cream on cream. You can do that as well. But having that versatility in this one to do that, it will make such a difference. So now just adding this at the top, because you can rotate this round, you can use it however you want to. So just adding all these pieces onto here. This will give you that luxury look and feel. Can you see already that it just looks really beautiful? Now with this, just let me get my little pieces ready to go. What I did was, because I'd got extra bits of the actual pieces, I thought let's make a wreath. Okay, so with this, what we're going to do is glue these and feed these round. Because of how cleverly done the artwork is, it always looks magical. Okay, so let's start putting this on here and we'll build it up, and then I've got extra pieces that I'm going to tuck in between as well. So a little bit of playing about, but you'll find with the formation, and because this is on a curve, it really does make it look beautiful. So that's just going to sit on that piece. I've got some of these holly pieces. Sorry, I'll keep my head out of the way. You know what I'm like, my head gets everywhere. So just adding those into there and then sliding these underneath. This is going to give us that little bit more of fullness to the actual shape and the style. But like I say, just keep going round, and these bits are the holly bits where I've taken off these pieces. So don't be frightened to snip into it and just add in those little different pieces, because they will make the formation of it all look slightly different. And I do like that with my projects sometimes, is just to keep building it in, adding in the different pieces, because you'd be surprised where it takes you. And obviously it's all a journey, so bringing these in, this will give you that lovely look on your projects. And again, it just gives it a different shape, so it's looking more like a free flow, you know, beautiful design. I just need to tuck that in a little bit, bear with. But that's why glue gel is great with this, because you've got chance to play about and move bits. Now the other bits as well, then I'm going to start adding these in. I'm creasing these up slightly because I want it to have a little bit of height and dimension, and this will hide any of the gaps that you've got, but also it breaks up the shape in it too, so you haven't got to worry about, oh, will that shape work, will it look right? If you're not sure, just lay it out first and just have a little play. That's what I would say to anybody. Don't be frightened to, you know, start adding bits in. Like I'm going to take these little bits of these holly off, and we're going to add these in too. But because you've got those cut lines in there, they're easy just to take the bits off that you need. You don't need to have to carefully cut round them with scissors. You can just take the pieces off and thread these in. And again, it's all about dimension, it's all about shape, and it's all about layerability, and you really do get that with everything from Carnation Crafts. Now this bit, I'm going to stick that way, so again we're keeping shape, we're keeping dimension and that fullness. Now this piece I do need to tuck under here because I've not got any spikes sticking out, so this is where you can go back in and just have a play and add in what you feel it needs. Like there, I'm going to turn that bit round and I'm going to add that little piece in there. So again, when somebody looks at this, because I'm only gluing the base bit, not the top bit, it will give it a different look. And now this piece, I am going to add this round and add that over there. So again, it's all about balance and building. So just get your confidence with this, because I know a lot of people say, oh, I couldn't do that. Yes, you can. All you've got to do is just trust in the process and just keep adding the bits as you go. And then you'll see with this, I can tuck that underneath there, but you've just got that little bit of ribbon, so it all looks like it's intermingled like a real wreath. Then I've got my little sentiment. Actually, I'm going to put that back on the carrier. Add this onto here. I've used the sentiment this time, Merry and Bright. And I must admit, I do like the smaller ones, because I think you get to a point with your cards, the sentiments get bigger and bigger and bigger sometimes, and then the artwork gets lost. Whereas with the Clean and Simple, I love that the team scale it back and make the artwork the focal point, which that's what it's all about. That's what you want with your cards. So now I'm just going to slot that in there, and it isn't the diamond shaped one, that one is the oval one, because I wanted a different shape to draw the eye in. So when I bring this round, you can see, yes, it's full, there's a lot going on, but I want you to see how much shape, dimension and fun you can have just with cards and paper. And that, honestly, you can make and sell at any of your craft fairs, and people will, they'll come from miles to get your cards, because they'll always come back because they'll think she does something so different. So think of these as like card toppers. It could even be like, if you're doing Christmas crackers, these could go on, you know, like when I've seen fancy Christmas crackers, sometimes they've got panels like this that have been curved and they put on the crackers and things like that. This would work so well with anything like that. So bring these in with your elements. Now the Clean and Simple, as you can see, is the Christmas Notelet card making kit, and what a bumper kit this is. Obviously last time I brought to you like the larger size ones, but this time this is your Clean and Simple kit, where we give you the kit that you will have absolutely everything in this. Even if you are new, if you're intermediate, you're advanced, you can see the potential of this kit. And having all those mats and layers, it's not like you're just getting one shape, you've got them all intermixed to be able to make incredible designs. $49.99 is your show price, all available on the website. And while you're there, why not pick up the special size envelopes that we've got for you? You get 25 of those. Beautiful quality one is to get those envelopes for you to be able to work with as well. But do you know what? If you have just joined us, hello, where have you been? I will show you exactly what you are getting in the kit. So as with the Clean and Simple, you get the kit format. Comes in a fabulous packaging. Obviously you've got your colorways on it, so you know instantly what you're getting. Your contents in there, and you've even got the little fastener, which I love, because that, it looks fancy, it looks bougie when you've got these all on your shelves. Now on the inside, like I say, I've not done a collection that's got this many dies in with the Clean and Simple. I think there's 34 dies with this. Shows you on here how well they all interlink. You've even got that one that will sit in your panels. When you cut these out, they do need to be cut out individually, but do you know what? That's the fun of it, because once you start layering them together, you see the potential of them. But you might be somebody that thinks, do you know what? Today, let me grab mine and I'll show you this, because mine I can take off, it doesn't matter. With this, you might think, right, I want to do a square card with mats and layers, so you'd use your square one. Let me do this. You'd use your square one, but then you might think, but I want a circle topper to go on there. I can do a circle topper. I can do the mat and layer that's going to go with that, and I can have that underneath. So then you are starting to design. So the dies aren't just to be used separately. You can see now that gives me my mats and layers. I'm happy with that. That works for me. So this is why these kits are so valuable, so sought after, because of the precision of the matting and layering, and also the aperture, which obviously, like I say, is so well thought out. So please don't be frightened to get yours out and start mixing and matching. Cut it out in your cardstocks first and have a little practice, and then change it up. But you can see you have got, like this one, you've got that Christmas rose, but if you wanted to, cut it out on watercolour cardstock, paint it in, have different effects. The vignettes are available, that's the artwork. So if you want to print off and have exactly the same as we've got here, obviously use your Pro Print paper. It's what you print it on that will make a difference, not your fancy fandangled printers. So if you're like me, you've got a £40–50 printer that I got from one at Superstores. I use my Pro Print paper, normal settings, and it comes out exactly the same. That's why these vignettes, all from different design team members, are all the same colour. If you print it on a lesser piece of paper and you think, well, mine don't look that colour, that's why it's what you're printing it onto. You've got your holly, you've got your embossed detail. This embossed detail is incredible. They could have left it plain, but they've added in these special details to do that. You're also going to get your cardstock. Love the storage on this because it's already in the kit. You're not having to rummage through your drawers to be able to find the cardstock to match your vignettes. You are going to get 10 of the natural blush, which is a beautiful soft cream, beautiful ivory shade. You're going to get 2 of the sangria. You'll get 2 of the tan, and then you'll get 2 of the royal green, and it really is a beautiful colour. Keeps it all in the back, stop it getting dog-eared, but also I tend to slot in the back of there my vignettes. So when I printed them out, sometimes I put the score line on, ready to die cut, I slot those in the back as well. So a great place to hide those, and you know you've always got some there ready to go. Then you've got your stamps. Now there is 20 in total, but 10 of them, obviously you get 10 with the sentiments. They're both the same, but you will find that they are different sizes, because with the smaller apertures that you've got, you may want the words but in a smaller size, rather than having one set that will only fit one size. You know, again, the thought, the detail's gone into this. You will get 5 meters of your 5mm foam on a roll. You will also get your 5mm foam pads and your 10mm foam pads. So everything is in the kit for you to be able to use with there. And like I say, even if you're getting somebody this as a birthday present now, or a Christmas present to put away for Christmas, beautiful gift idea for sure. Or somebody who's just started die cutting, these are incredible. Now, if you are looking and you're thinking, I love that cardstock, but I'm going to need more, I have these for you. Now, if you're wanting the royal green, details are on the screen at the top. If you're wanting to get that one, 20 sheets of that, 350 GSM, die cuts like a dream. It has got a colour core, so you know it's quality cardstock. We've then got the golden tan, and this is going to give you that beautiful finish. You can stamp onto this, you can emboss onto this as well. These look beautiful. So for all those extra Christmas cards you're going to make and want, notelets, tags, it could be for a bottle, these are going to be beautiful. Last one is the sangria as well, and then you can see this is a beautiful shade to have that again will take you all the year through. Let's show you a few more of the fantastic samples the design team have made, and these are just incredible. Clean, simple, elegant, and that is what we want. You can see by using them in different ways, you can have different sizes in this one as well. Oh, hang on. Let me make sure that stands up. But then if you want to, you can start playing about with it, and you can make a circle easel card. But you could as well, if you turned it that way, you can make that into an easel card. You can make that into an easel card. So the potential of making lots and lots of different designs is unstoppable with this one. And like I say, make them for boxes. This makes a beautiful box. We've shown you earlier. Put the notelets in a card box. Make and sell these, which you can, and it's going to give you that confidence and that potential to make beautiful things. You might have only just started card making this year, and you perhaps not. I know when I first started, I started like say March time. It started getting to this time of year and I was like, I've not thought about Christmas cards and things like that. Get ahead, start making a few now, and with this size for teachers, or even for your kids to make for the teachers at school and things like that, the dinner lady, the post lady, things like that, these are just going to be stunning. And again, each and every one of them, by doing the different colour combos, looks so different. So if you want to make it a little bit more masculine, a little bit more feminine, you can do that with those as well. But you are going to have to move very, very quickly on this, because like I say, over 50% of the, approaching 50% of the stock has now gone, and it is such a beautiful designer collection. As always, we're clean and simple, but I think this year, this Christmas one has got the edge. It really, really has. So really giving you that beautiful look. Now, oh wow, right, okay. We are now approaching 65% of the stock. I'm not trying to worry anybody. I'm not trying to panic anybody. But honestly, I've got another show at 1 o'clock. 65% of the stock approaching it has gone. So please don't sit on the fence too long for this one, because honestly, the stock allocated for these shows, once that's gone, that has gone. So honestly, please be quick. Now, again, I wanted to show you it's not all about the smaller cards as well. It's making the bigger ones too. So I'm going to show you the potential with this is just incredible. Now, I've taken one of the cream cardstocks, and instead of folding it that way, I fold it long ways, okay? So this is going to give me quite a long DL card, which obviously a lot of you have got envelopes for this, so I'm not making fandangled sizes. You know, you can cut it. I think I actually cut about 1 inch off that to make it like the standard DL size, because I'm not giving you anything that you can't achieve at home. Now again, offcuts of cardstock, I thought, right, we need to utilise them. We need to make sure it's all used. So this is where then this piece comes in. So this again, always think sometimes with your cards, if your cards haven't got that, how can I put it, that grounding, that joining, because like if I just put these, let me show you, if I just put those on there, they're just going to look a bit lost, okay? Whereas with this piece, it gives it a structure. Can you see? And it gives it a grounding. So sometimes on your card, it could just be a piece of card, it could just be a piece of ribbon. Try it, because then that will make it all come together. I just need to cut this little overhang off. So again, turn it round, because then with that, with your scissors, you're not cutting into your cardstock. Because if you do that way, you could end up cutting into it. By using it that way, you're not going to cut into your cardstock. Okay, so, oh, Now, I've been asked by Linda, was it? Linda, right, with the vignettes, when you get them on the paper, because there's a score line, because that then makes your vignette double-sided, okay, when you die cut it. Linda, if I were you, just try and get some spray adhesive and just put a little spray, or if you've got a glue stick, you can use that, but sometimes I find once it dries, after a while, they can split open. Spray adhesive is the best, but get yourself an old cardboard box, hold it in it, spray one side. You don't have to spray all of it, just spray half of it, just a little bit, put it over and press it down, and that will make sure then it's sealed. So do use a spray adhesive if you can. So now I'm going to take my 3 panels, but before I fasten them down, I'm going to line it up a little bit by eye, because like I say, I'm not a measurer, and I know a lot of people, it drives them crazy because I don't measure, but that's just how I do it. Everybody's different. You will find your own way in your crafting world. I haven't got the time to sit and do maths with rulers. That is just not me. So I'm just going to add in the first one just here. I'm going to add in the last one. So don't try and do it, because by the time you get to the end, you're going to have too much left. Then you've got to start cutting bits off. Put the first one on, the last one on, and before you put this one on, just check you've got enough room for the middle one, because I never put that in till afterwards. So again, I'm just sizing that one up. That one's going to sit there. And then with this one, I've got maneuverability. Okay, so don't be frightened, a little bit of wiggle room, and then that will make that work for you. So adding these pieces onto here, but this cardstock is really beautiful as well to work with. So do stock up on all your cardstocks. Now, do make sure when you're doing anything like this that you kind of make sure you've got them all the same way up, because when you start with it, otherwise you could end up with the wrong one the wrong way round. So I'm just going to start with my little pieces first and start working it together, so I know which pieces are the right way up and the wrong way up, because otherwise with the embossed detail we are going to be missing a piece and we don't want to do that. So they're there. Now, taking these pieces off again with the cream, the green, think of it like a luxurious cake. We're adding layers to give it definition, but because we're not mixing and matching and having hundreds of different colours, always try and keep it to 2 or 3 maximum, because if you start adding too many colours, that's when it loses its class and its edge. So just by keeping any project that you're doing, try and keep it to a maximum of 3, but if you can, just keep it 2 like this, because my third colour, if you're thinking, well, where's the third colour? The third colour is the red in the berries. The ivory is in that. The green is obviously the green from there. So the red is my third colour. Otherwise, that's when sometimes you look at your cards and you think, I haven't put that together well. But to be fair, you can never make a bad card with carnation. And obviously they're clean and simple. Everything is so well thought through for you. You don't have to think about it. Now, you can see I've put foam on a roll on these layers because I wanted height and elevation with these two. But if you want to do it flatter, you can do that. But again, it just shows you, if you've got a special, you know, like a special neighbour or auntie and you want to make a bigger card, these you can pull together very easily. These again would look great on a box. You could use panels, but put acetate behind this bit, cut it out and put acetate behind it, and then you could put the battery operated candles behind it as well. So make like a Christmas candle box or something like that. Or if you wanted to, you know, with the squarer ones, if you actually, I'm going to pretend and show you so you can see. Say you got 4 and you did that, you could make a, you know, like the base of a bottle of wine. Let's pretend that's my bottle of wine. I know it'd be a lot bigger, but the base of the wine would sit in there. The top of the wine would then be hanging out, but you could make a box with the 4 panels all the way around the side. So lots of different ways of using these kits. There really is. It's just, you need to cut it out, make a few sketches of what you want to do, and then you will see how easy it does come together. Now, I've used one of the actual pieces with this one from the center, but what I've done with this one is I'm not going to sit it in the right way, I'm going to sit it in long ways. So then this will give it a different structure as well. So just grabbing my tweezers, and you see, so we're going to sit it so it sits that way, and then we'll put the flowers on the other edges as we go. So a little bit of glue either side, and this now will sit in there. So it's all about changing up the styles sometimes. And yes, if you haven't got the confidence to be able to like change it sometimes, just go with what's there. But you know, once you do find your confidence, you'll be so surprised how easy it is then to start adding different bits and different designs to your projects. So, you know, be confident, be bold, and try it. And like with this, a bigger card, you can do it. You can make a smaller card, you can make a matching tag, you can make a gift bag. I'm just going to put a little bit of wet glue just under that bit at the top there, just to grab that. These are fabulous at doing that. So just add, oh, hang on, a little bit of glue there, and I think it needs a little bit more glue there because I put the glue in the middle. There we go. So that's sitting nicely there. Then, like I say, I've got some of the holly bits. We're going to add a few of the holly berries, and we're going to add these in, a little bit more wet glue. But this will then give you a different feel and a different spec on your cards, because I just think it's so nice being able to take it from one journey to another journey and then take it somewhere else totally different by just the size of the card that you are making. And it's all achievable. All of you can do this. Like I say, even if you're new, just give it time. You will be surprised how it all comes together and you make different styles. Even if you just cut these out all in silver or, you know, different cardstock colours, that is doable too. So just take your time, cut bits out, lay them out and have a look. So just adding my little berries on there, and then we're going to add the little berries on here, but it's a different shape. Please don't think you are governed to do the shape that it is. The luxury of the clean and simple is there's no rules, because you know if I'm doing it there can't be many rules because I'm not good at rules, you know that. So if I bring this round, look at that. How lovely is that? Or even if you wanted to make somebody, say, an extra one, but you know how you can get those little tiny calendars that you can put on, just you could actually fasten one of those so then and put a loop on it, and it could just be a little calendar for next year. Things like that. Think about those when you are selling your cards and your projects as well. They don't always have to be big things. You can make luxurious things like boxes, things like this that will just be different to what they normally give. You could change that to birthday, a Christmas anniversary, something like that. These are all achievable, but you are going to need your clean and simple collection that we are bringing you today. This is the first live hour of our Christmas collection as well. And you can see, you know, if you've been watching the show, how popular this one has been. 34 dies in total you're getting in here. You're also getting 20 stamps, obviously 10 and 10 of the repeat, but in different sizes. All your cardstock you're going to possibly mean to get that, but we are approaching 65% of the show. We will be live again at 1 p.m. this afternoon. So if you did want to then pop back any messages, anything that you need to know, please get in touch. So thank you for joining us this morning. Hopefully you've got yours, and I know by the time I leave this afternoon, a lot of these Mr. Postman will be here and they will be winging their way to you. So get over on the website, check yours out.